Okay, I wanted to share a few thoughts on intentional eating. This was the second topic that I was combining with this week because I think they apply so much to meal planning. And one of the things that I think is really relevant is to understand a little bit about our brain. So we have our prefrontal cortex here in the front, which is our planning portion of our brain. We have our limbic system in the back, which is like our primal brain, the limbic system, and it's survival. So a lot of times we need both, but in the day and age, this one isn't going to serve us all the time because it instills caution or fear or some of those other things, um, fight or flight, those types of things, so that we're able to survive and stay alive. Thank goodness for that because we don't want no, there's a time for it if there's a bear chasing you. But most of the time, we're actually, it's another way to think of it is like the negative self talk or like your brain's trying to get out of anything uncomfortable. It wants to avoid pain, seek pleasure. Okay, avoid pain, seek pleasure. So if it's painful to do meal planning, doesn't that make sense that your brain, this part of your brain is like, oh, heck no, I'm not doing that, or giving you excuses for it? And so with intentional eating, a lot of times the intention, if it's not set clearly, this portion of your brain will help you avoid the pain or to seek pleasure. And so if you understand that part about your brain, one of the things, is it by default or design? Okay. When you're using nutrition planning without the plan, a lot of times it's going to go to default. And that default, is that McDonald's? Is that a fast food restaurant? And if it is, it's like, how can we create healthy habits on a consistent basis? Because just eating one salad isn't going to help you reach your goals. It's the consistency. How often are you eating low glycemic vegetables? How often are you eating healthy protein choices? So what do those things look like for you? Without that clarity, it's going to be a struggle. So for those who are like in maintenance or in like a 3 and 3 plan, we want to eat 6 times a day, balance blood sugars. And so perhaps you're doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner in your own meals in maintenance and just kind of thinking ahead of time, okay, what would be like 3 or 4 different meals that I could do for breakfast and that I can have be just that I don't have to think about it, that I can open my cupboard and I have either hot chocolate, that's protein, right? Protein hot chocolate, or maybe it's eggs, like an omelet with veggies. Maybe it's cottage cheese with a little bit of fruit. Like what is it for you that you have a protein each time you're eating a breakfast meal and that there is healthy carbohydrate with it? Because cereal, what they do is they like take out all of the nutrients and then they spray on the nutrients. And it's just like crazy cereal. I used to eat it every day, but I haven't for like 10 years because it just doesn't serve me anymore and I just don't desire it anymore. And that's okay. I'm not saying you can't ever have cereal, but just like then you have to pay attention to the portion sizes and how much of it is whole grain based, and like there's a lot of things to ask yourself. So